So I wish we could take a show of hands here on who's frustrated with our new challenges with Google Calendar. So, and Windows 8. So the Windows 8 calendar no longer supports Google Calendar. So you cannot synchronize any of the work that you're doing in your Google Calendar with your Windows 8 calendar. So let's go ahead and take a look here at a few settings here. If we go to Settings and Accounts, we can see here that when we add an account, although your display may look a little different, you may have a Google toolbar here. The general gist of it is that when you get done, you're not going to be able to synchronize your calendar. And even if it says content to sync and it says calendar right here, it's still not going to work. So how do we get around this dilemma so that we can actually be functional and synchronize our devices with our Windows 8 calendar? Now notice on the screen here that it wants me to sign in. It sees my Gmail account as my account that I'm using for Windows 8. This is not a problem, but we don't want to sign in using Gmail. What we're going to do is just come down here and say sign in with a different Microsoft account. So we're just going to go ahead and select that. Now since we're creating a new account here, we're just going to click on this link down here that says sign up now. Sign up now. So go ahead and select that. We don't need to log on here. We just need to hit sign up now. Now you can see here you're going to fill in your information, right, and do all this. This is pretty standard stuff. You know, you'll sign on here, but you know, we're going to create a new account, so you can go ahead and do that. And that will give you a MSN or live account or whatever type of account that you would like. Once you get done filling in the form, I always like to go back to our sign-in. So we can just go right back to this URL here and sign in again. I'm just going to hit the sign-in button here and go back to that sign-in page. Now I like to check to make sure I've got the username right, you know, and I've got the password information correct. So I went ahead and just put my information in here, and I'm just going to click on sign in. And what this is going to do is just validate that my sign-in information is correct, and I'm ready to go into Windows 8 and take care of putting in this new Windows 8 calendar so that it'll synchronize with my other devices. So again, our next step number 2, is we're going to connect this new Microsoft email to Windows 8. So let's go ahead and do that by coming over here and selecting Devices, Accounts, and then we're going to add the account. Now we've already added it here, but I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So we're just going to hit Add, and then we're going to go to Hotmail here, and we're going to add whatever account we want to fill in this space so that we can have that calendar available to us. So all I'm going to do is type in my email address. I'm using my wife's, but type in my email address and the password and hit connect. Now again, the second process here is we're going to add the account, put in the email address, and we're creating this in Windows 8 right now. So this is kind of step 2. Usually once it connects, you're going to see some sort of syncing going on here. And we can go back here to Settings and Accounts, and we can see that account right here was added to the environment. So we can click on that and tell it what we want it to synchronize. We can just have it synchronize the calendar. And so in this instance, we may not want email. We may just want the calendar. Now since you've created a dummy account that's brand new so that you can just use the calendar, you could probably stay with synchronize email and contacts and whatever, because it doesn't matter. But if you're using an older account, an account that you've had before, you may want to look at these options. So here we can adjust it to be every 15 minutes. We can rename this to whatever we want and go ahead and go there. And so now what we're going to see is we're going to start seeing calendar entries from Maria's account, my wife's account, to appear here on my calendar as well. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm in this smaller window here. So number 3 here is going to be to check and sync via email, so we can check the email synchronization. So to do that, we're going to go over here to this window. We're going to take email here. We're just going to drag them over on top of there. And then we're going to go ahead and select that account right there. All right. And so we can just have this account. Now, if we want to synchronize, we can pull up from the bottom, or we can select down there at the bottom. It might be easier to see in this view. We can select here and hit sync. We'll see here synchronizing here at top, and what that's going to do is synchronize all of that data. And then with that data, of course, we're going to see everything that's added from our calendar here from that account we'll see on this screen here. So that's kind of how you do it, sync with email. Then the fourth thing we need to do is sync our devices. Right, and so our devices, for example, I use an Android phone. You're going to have to go into the Android store and then select out of there a program that does MSN Mail that will import it into your calendar. For the Android, I just did a search in the store, and I searched for MSN Calendar inside the store. You could do it on MSN Mail perhaps, and that would get you what you need to do.